What is it, guys? Blood Bash back in the building for another Everybody, you know what's good, man. Today we are cooking with Bash, and right here I have this steak right here, man. Look, check out what it is. This is a beef flap meat Angus certified steak right here. And let me show you guys the marbleization on that real quick. That's what you want to look for in your store if you want to make this exact steak. And then here we have some chicken heart that we're gonna put on some skewers. We're gonna clean it up before we cook it. We got some potatoes that we're gonna boil and then probably throw on the grill after, sliced up. And then we're gonna make a little chimichurri sauce. So I'm gonna show you guys how I make a chimichurri sauce. We're gonna make it in here. And then we have this right here. This is the specialty right here to making the best steak that you will ever be able to make in your life. You will impress every single one of your friends, your girlfriends, your bro friends. You will impress everybody with this piece of wood right here. This is apple wood. You wanna get a chunk of apple wood and you wanna throw it in that charcoal after the charcoal is lit. And man, that's gonna create a lot of smoke and that's gonna create a lot of flavor. And let me show you guys the seasoning that we're using today. This is Slap Your Mama seasoning. Now, I originally started using this for macaroni and cheese from a recipe I got on YouTube that was amazing, and I still do use to this day. But I used this the other day on this steak, and it was the best steak I've ever had. So I'm gonna show you guys how to make this, man. All right, so first thing first, man, let's keep our knives sharp. Here we have a very nice knife. So we're gonna sharpen up this knife right here. Now, usually on these things right here, there's a part that's a little higher, and this one's not. But the way you really do it is towards yourself, and if it ever comes close, it'll get caught by this, so you're safe. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then you can do 1, 1. At a 45-degree angle every time. This is gonna make your knife very sharp. So first we're gonna start off with our chimichurri before we get our hands dirty with the beef and all that stuff. So we're gonna take some parsley here. Here I have some Italian parsley. Smells amazing. I love cooking with fresh greens, man. We just bought this from the store and this smells so good. So, all right, so we're gonna take a good amount of parsley. Here I actually have a lot, but we're gonna see how much we need right here. We're just gonna fold it up into itself and then we're gonna start chopping it up. And that's pretty much all you need right there. So we're gonna throw this into our plasticware where we're gonna start making our chimichurri. So now we got some garlic here. We're gonna do, let's do 4 garlic cloves. All right, so first thing we're gonna do with these garlic cloves, we're gonna cut off this head right here. See this little head part? We're gonna cut that off. Send that to the side. And then we're gonna smash this. And after we smash it, it's gonna get some cuts on it. Nothing too crazy. Now bring all your garlic that you had there and then just start dicing this up. Okay, I think we're pretty good here. The good amount of garlic we have going in here. We want a lot of flavor. All right, so next we got some peppers here. Cut that open. These are California chili peppers. Start dicing it here. All right, looks pretty good for us. And throw in some of that pepper. Some of that red pepper we have here. See what else we can pick up from here and just get it in there. Alrighty. Now what we're gonna do, we have all of our ingredients that we really want in there right now. That's all we really need. We're gonna get some, we got some red wine vinegar. All right, so we're gonna put some of the red wine vinegar, probably about a spoonful in there. I love this vinegar, so I like putting a little extra, but that was good enough. Then here we got some olive oil. It's just in a different canister. Now I might need more than, actually, let me just take this off, because I might need more than what's in here. I'm gonna tell you right now. Well, I think I'll use the rest of it. I think that's good right there. That should be good. So to season it, I'm gonna use this seasoning. Okay, so let's do a little seasoning here. I'm just gonna season to taste. This is a very salty seasoning, so I don't wanna go too crazy, but this is also gonna go on steak, so about that much. I wanna say that's about a tablespoon and a half. Or let's just say a full tablespoon, should be good. Put that seasoning off the sidewalls. And we're gonna give this a little taste. Delicious. It needs time to infuse, so I'm gonna drop it in the fridge and let it do that. All right, guys, so next thing we wanna do after we make that chimichurri, we have that marinating and the garlic and the parsley and the red pepper infusing into that olive oil. So now we're actually gonna go start the fire and then we're gonna start prepping our meat. So let's go start that fire, man. All right, so I'm not sure exactly what this is called, but you can find this at any Lowe's or Home Depot or any barbecue section. So it's like the charcoal holder, and on the top we're gonna put the charcoal, and on the bottom we're gonna put 1 fire starter. So if you want less smoke, you want to use only 1 fire starter. If you want more smoke or to light it a little faster, you can put 2 or 3. So we're gonna put that on top right there. Regular Kingsford charcoal. All right, so we're gonna put a good amount, almost filled to the top. Then we're gonna light this fire starter. Actually, need this piece here. Try to light it on both sides so it's more of an even burn. Then we'll throw that on top. Give this about 15 minutes. All right, guys, so here we have our piece of meat, our flat meat here. And first thing we want to do is attack this silver skin and take off as much silver skin as you can, because your meat will not be tender, it'll be very chewy. And as you guys can see, this silver skin goes across the entire piece of meat. And you rather lose a little silver skin and a little meat than eat a chewy piece of meat. So first we're gonna sharpen our knife. And now we're gonna attack the silver skin. So how we're gonna do this is we're gonna start at one of the tip parts and just dig in a little. Like if you're cutting into the meat, and then you kind of want to just start cutting that silver skin off. You want to try to find a piece of meat that doesn't have this much silver skin, but this is just a scenario that we're in, so we're going to go for it. The sharp knife helps a lot. And we'll be back with you guys whenever we finish cutting off all the silver skin. All right, guys, so this is basically what I cut off. As you guys can see, that silver skin, and this is how much meat I took with it, as you guys can see on the back. But it's all gonna be worth it at the end. So this is one side of the meat. This is the other side where you just saw all that silver skin. I took as much silver skin as I can. Now the next thing we're gonna do with this piece of meat is we're gonna make sure it cooks even, right? So from here, I wanna say to about here, we'll cook at one time. Let me cut off this other little piece of silver skin here. And then this steak here, I want to say about right here. That part will cook at its own time, and this part will cook at its own time. Now, I actually do want to do this right here. I'm not going to waste this. I'll still throw it on the grill, but that's going to help it cook a little more even. And when it plums up, it's going to look like a really nice piece of steak. So look at it right now. Look at the marbleization. You want your meat a little more red. This was just the smallest one they had because we really didn't need any bigger. And I know it's still good. It's just oxidized a little. All right, so next we're going to put some olive oil. A little sprinkle of olive oil. Both sides. It's a good amount. That's gonna make sure it sears good when you sear it. And it's also gonna make sure the seasoning is gonna stick. So depending on how thick the piece of meat is depending on how much seasoning you wanna put. So this is my thickest piece right here. And on this side it gets a little thinner. So this is how we're gonna season it. Good amount on that side. Good amount on that side. So a little heavier on this side, a little lighter on this side. It's gonna be perfect right there. Got that piece seasoned. This is a very skinny piece in general, so not gonna go too crazy. Get a nice light sprinkle on both sides, will be okay. You don't wanna over season those skinny pieces because they will get over seasoned pretty quick. This piece, same thing, just go pretty light on both sides. And now we have our meat seasoned and ready to get on the grill. So now we're gonna go clean up that chicken breast and other stuff, the chicken heart and other stuff, but that's not a part of this video, so we'll do that separately. And whenever we get on the grill to throw these steaks on the grill, then we'll show you guys. All right, guys, so as you guys can see, there's no more smoking happening right here. So that means that we're ready to dump. So we're gonna pick one side to put this on. I'm gonna pick the back right now. So I'm gonna dump this all right here on the back. As even as I can on the back. That's pretty good right there. And really, I would have preferred to put this chunk of wood under that, but I kind of forgot, so on top will be fine too. Preferably you want it under. Right in the middle, right there. That's perfect. That's gonna create a lot of smoke. We're gonna leave that open, let that fire get a little bit bigger, and we're gonna be putting our steak on this side. Actually, we're gonna get a cooking grate on. So we got the grate on, and we're gonna just let this fire smoke up and get a little bigger. All right, as you guys can see, we still have a little bit of smoke coming out of here, dirty smoke, which isn't bad. That wood is burning up there, as you guys can see. So we're actually gonna put this off of the heat, not on it. Indirect, we're gonna put this on indirect heat. So this piece is gonna cook first probably, this probably cook second, this will probably cook last. I'm gonna put the fatter side toward the fire there. Same thing with these two, and give it some time and let the magic happen.
It sure smells so good already.
Pretty much it. So we're gonna close that and let that kind of smoke there off the indirect heat. All right, guys, so we're getting some good color. Let's have a little feel. All right, I like the feel. This one's almost done. I'm gonna take this off soon probably. I'm gonna flip everything we got. This one's pretty much done to me. This one feels pretty much done. This one right here, almost done too. So I can go off feel, but if you're putting a thermometer, or what do you call it? Yeah, if you're putting a thermometer in there, you want to take it off about 130, 140, around that area. 140 if you like a little more closer to medium well, and 130 if you like more medium. But we're gonna leave this right here. See if we gotta turn these things. Just give them a little shift. And we're gonna come back and then probably give this a little sear, or if, I probably might just like it how it is. We'll figure it out when we get back. But these two are gonna be done soon. All right, so you see that beautiful meat, how it's looking. So this is kind of like how I want it done. A little sear on both sides. Really, I'm fine with how it looks right now. I think I'm just gonna take it off. I'm gonna let it rest inside of a bowl. Now this is a trick. You let it rest inside of the bowl so all the juices that come off of it stay in the bowl. And that way, by the time all your sides are done, you're gonna have all those juices, and once you slice up the meat, you're gonna be able to put those juices back on the meat. So that's pretty much it. We're gonna let this rest right now. All right, guys, so we cooked our steak in indirect heat, and now we're gonna pull out the best part of the steak that we have, the middle cut. We're gonna pull that cut out. I'm gonna show you guys how to cut it. Cutting the steak is the most important part. You can cook an amazing steak, but if you're cutting it wrong, you're doing it wrong, and it's not gonna be tender, it's not gonna be delicious. You cut the silver skin for no reason. Listen to me and do what I do. All right, so we're gonna dig in here. First, I wanna show you guys all the juices that stayed in there. The juices? All right, got the juices staying there. Let's get that middle cut right here. Get that middle cut. Now, I don't have a thermometer here, so I'm not exactly sure what exactly it's at. So this is the first thing we're gonna do. We're gonna cut it right in the middle. All right, beautiful pink. This is just how I like it right there. So very nice inside. That's just off my judgment. Now what we're gonna do is, so this is what we just cut right now. Now we're gonna turn it sideways, and we're gonna cut against the grain and at an angle. So not only against the grain you're cutting, but you're cutting at an angle, about 45 degrees. So we're gonna cut like this right here. See, flip that over. Flip that over. Flip that over. Now I want you guys to take a very good look at this piece of meat and how it can stretch apart like that. You see that? That's because you're cutting against the grain. Look at this piece right here where I'm gonna cut right now, that I'm cutting at this angle. Look at how that looks. How it looks delicious, amazing, tender, stretchy. It looks like everything that you want it to look like. So we're gonna keep cutting here at an angle, flip over, at an angle, flip over, at an angle, flip over. Now we're getting to the thinner parts. All right, so now we got 1, 2, 3. Let's just use these 3 pieces of meat right now. Now these 3 amazing pieces of meat. So right now I'm gonna go in for the taste test for this piece of meat right here. Let's get a good look at this. Nice close up for this. See that stretchiness, how it can come apart? It's pink. This is a beautiful medium right here. And we're gonna go for the taste test. Wow. 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 If you guys want to impress your neighborhood, your family, your girlfriend, anybody who you want to impress, follow these instructions. Do what I just did, because I promise you, this is the best steak I've ever had in my life once again. Every time I try, it's the best steak. Now we're gonna top it off with a little bit of that chimichurri that we made in the beginning. It had that time to marinate for the garlic, for the parsley, for that red wine vinegar to really saturate into that oil. And now we're gonna put some of that on another piece of steak. So here we have it right here. I topped it and I put it in the fridge. Let's take a look at that. See how that smells. Wow. Wow, when I tell you this smells amazing, it smells so good. We're gonna get a nice spoon right here. Just put a little dab like that on there. And now we're gonna try this right here. Wow. You can't make this smell fake. Wow, the sweetness from that apple wood, the seasoning from the seasoning that we have salt, red pepper, black pepper, and garlic. You taste all that flavor with that oil, with the garlic, with the parsley. I mean, this is literally mind-blowing. As you guys can see, I cooked it to a perfect medium. I didn't even use a thermometer. I went all by feel. This right here is a professional steak. This steak right here in any steak restaurant will cost you hundreds of dollars. And I'm not joking, this is an amazing steak. And once you try it, you will know too. All right, guys, so right here my mic died, so I'm gonna just throw in a little voiceover right here. So I thought after, let me just throw this piece of steak straight into the chimichurri and douse it in olive oil. Honestly, not the smartest thing to do, but it was still so delicious and it still tasted amazing, as you guys can see from my reaction right here. Yeah, man, this was an amazing steak, man. You guys definitely gotta try this, man. I just appreciate all you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and make sure y'all show love on the video. Make sure you like the video, drop a comment, share with everybody you know. Make sure you try this recipe out if you want to impress anybody. And I'm out, man. Appreciate y'all.